What's up, y'all? This is KT from the C3S Show. We have a rant today, but we have a rant by a special guest. We got a rant by Joe. He's going to come do a rant for y'all today. Check it out.
Hey, where's my applaud? Nobody's applauding? Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to set you up, get you good and go. So,
fuck you.
All right, so what he has said, Joe has an issue with one of, it's going to be pretty controversial with something that a lot of people love near and dear, and that is one of the Legend of Zelda games.
And yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and take it from there because The Legend of Zelda is actually my #1 favorite series of all given time of any kind of video game you'll ever play in existence. The story is so deep. I love how like intricate and depth they go into the story and everything, so I've developed a huge love and huge passion for this game. So to see this one game fall out of circle for what I was hoping for, it really disappoints me. So we all know and love Breath of the Wild when that came out, right? And it was just it was a hit, right? It was so good. It was so good. It was so open and just so many pieces of it just fit. And even the idea and story of it worked. The mechanics of the game worked. Everything of it was just beautiful and perfect. Let me get to the point. Tears of the Kingdom has insanely disappointed me. And I don't know if there's anybody else in this community who's feels any kind of the same way, but for me, it's just...
We all don't feel like that.
He doesn't count.
I haven't played it yet, so I can't talk shit about it.
Exactly. So, but the thing about it is, it's not that... I'm not trying to talk shit on it. Let me just go ahead and say that. But I have to be honest. Because when I was playing it, I was so disappointed. And it made me go back and play other Zelda games from back in the past. And I still couldn't figure it out, like not right away. But eventually, what I eventually found out was there's a recipe to every individual Zelda game. Like, for example, Wind Waker had the ocean. Ocarina of Time had the ocarina and time travel. Majora's Mask had masks. And Skyward Sword had the heavens, skies, a heavy reference to God, to the goddesses, and so forth. And even Breath of the Wild had literally the wild, the range, the entire opening. This was literally the first open world Legend of Zelda video game, and it was a huge masterpiece.
Yeah.
Right? So when it came down to Tears of the Kingdom, I was really hoping for a lot more than what they gave us. Because what they gave us was build it yourself shit with no instructions. And I mean, honestly, it can be fun just to play with them, figuring them out and all that kind of stuff, you know. But at the same time, me as a huge Zelda fan, I want to experience the game. I want to experience the story. I want to get into more depth of it because I'm a lore guy when it comes to The Legend of Zelda, ultimately. So I wanted to see if I could find more lore. I wanted to get closer to like more stories about Ganondorf and all this other stuff, you know. But the whole idea of actually having to craft things to even progress to farther and higher points in the game, that it just, without any kind of instruction, without any kind of real guide, you know, it was like, maybe they were there when I was playing it and I didn't realize it, but maybe like one instance when I was inside of a shrine where they had already pre-made gliders, so I could have probably just took the idea of, you know, putting certain pieces like that together. But there again, you've got to come by those pieces, and not all the time are those pieces in places where you're looking. So the game just made it a lot more complicated, I felt, than it needed to be in order for a Zelda game to really be a Zelda game. Because Zelda is not supposed to be that level of intricate. And I mean, I understand the first Legend of Zelda was an absolute mind clusterfuck, because where do you go, what do you do, what in the hell is happening, and all this other stuff. And then at the same time, you've got The Adventures of Link is next, I think. No, that was Zelda 2. And, yeah, that's Adventures of Link. And that game is also hard, because you don't even know what you're doing there either. Some of us. But then you do have your pros out there. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. But yeah. I just felt like that was something that I have to get off of my chest, given that I am a huge fan of The Legend of Zelda, and I have no idea if I'm alone in this field or not. I've heard some other people saying here and there about that, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just coming all the way out with it. I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom. So I can say that I'm excited for what they're going out with now. There's a this is actually going to date this very hard, but
I didn't know they're coming out with something new.
yeah, they're actually coming out with a new Zelda game. They actually just released a it on the Nintendo Direct. They have a new Zelda game in which Link is the one who's captured now, and you get to play as Zelda to go and save him.
Oh.
So, and it's going to be in the style of Link's Awakening, like the remake.
Yeah.
With the clay figures,
Yeah.
it's going to be like that. So I'm actually kind of excited for that, and I want to see where they're going to go with that.
All right, good job.